Hey everyone, my name is Ishan and I welcome you all to this session. Before we begin, let's have a look at all the topics we will be covering today. We will begin with learning the basics of Git. Then we will check what is GitHub, followed by different commands that we use in Git. Then we will start with Git push, and in the end, we will have a look at the demo of the push command. There we will learn how to push a file or a folder from the local repository to the remote repository. So without any further ado, let's get started with what is Git. Git is the most commonly used version control system that helps in tracking changes made to a file. Hence, we may have a record of all the changes that have been made in a file, and we can also revert back to a specific version. Git helps in the process of collaboration and permits changes made by multiple people to be merged into a single source. There may be one branch where the work is being done and the changes are made in that file on that branch. So now, when we need to collaborate, we may upload our changes to the centrally located branch. Now when there's another branch and different set of work is being processed on it and we need to make it accessible to all the users, we must push that work onto the main branch. Git automatically merges the changes so two people or two different sources can even work on different parts of the same file and later merge those changes without losing each other's work. Now, when we know what is Git, let's have a look at what is GitHub. GitHub is a service hosted on the web where all the projects are stored. Every project on GitHub has its own repository and its unique URL. Git provides a graphical interface to store the files and helps team members to coordinate on the project from anywhere. GitHub provides several access control collaboration features like wikis and basic task management tools for every project. Now, when we are all aware of Git and GitHub, let's have a look at some prominent commands used in Git. First command is the git config command. This command helps in configuring values on a global or a local project level. It helps in configuring the username and the email address. Second command is the git init command. It is used to initialize a repository. Whenever we run this command, a folder by name .git gets created in the folder, and from that time, Git will start tracking any changes made to that folder. It also creates a new repository and a branch, and that branch is created by a default name called a master branch. Third command is the git add command. It is used for adding any number of files to the Git repository. It could be one file, two files, or an entire folder. All of them could be added to the repository using this command. Then we have a git diff command, which helps in finding and viewing the changes made to the file between the commits. Fifth command we have is the git commit command. This helps in committing all the work we have done in terms of files we have got, in terms of changes we have made, and everything will be committed with this single command. Next command is the git reset command. This command helps in undoing the local changes made to the state of a Git repo. Then we have the git status command. This command helps in having the status of all the files that got deleted or created or got modified. The status of all such files can be obtained with the help of git status command. Next command is the git merge command. This command helps in joining two or more development histories or branches together into an active branch. Moving forth, we have the git push command. This command is used to push the contents from the local repository to the server. Last, and the 10th command we will see is the git pull command. This command is used to fetch and download content from the remote repository and update them to the local repository. Today, we will be learning about git push command in detail, and then we will have a look at how is that git push command used in Git. So now, let's get started with what is git push. Here, we can see a project in the system. This project is being added to the local repository where it is being committed. Then this project, after being committed, is to be sent on the remote repository. So for that, we use the push command. Pushing is an act of transferring commits from our local repository to a remote repository. Now in case we ever want to access any project from the remote repository on our system, we will use the pull command. So let's move further to have a look at the git push command in detail. Git push command may be considered as a tool to transfer commits from the local to the remote repository. When we use the push command, and do not put any specific location, then the files or the project will be by default pushed to the origin master. If there are any modifications made in the local repository, then a push command is executed to move those modifications to the remote repository so that they can be shared with all the team members. Now, when we know about Git push, let's have a look at the demo where we will push files and a folder to the Git repository. So now, for the demo, we will begin with opening our Git bash. In the Git bash, we will start with configuring our name and email ID. For a name, I'll type git config global user.name. The name I'm using is Simplilearn GitHub. Now for the email ID, what I'll do is I'll again use the same statement with user.email, and in the case of email ID, we do not need these double quotes. So the email ID I'm using is siddham.bharat@simplilearn.net. Now let's check if the configurations were set correctly or not. For this, we'll check git config list. In the list, we can check here that we have our name, user.name and user.email. So we have as it is, we had set it. So moving on, now let's check the address of our remote directory. By default, we are always placed into our home directory. Now we will create a folder in this directory from where we will create all our Git repositories. I will create a folder with the name Git_demo. So now we will again check the location. The folder is empty as of now. We can navigate to this folder and check. This is our folder. We can check this is empty. So now let's create a first repository. Our first repository we will create with the name of first repo. Now let's again go back to that folder and check. So we can check we have this first repo now. This folder is empty. Let me create a repository for this folder. How do we do that? We do that with the help of git init command. This means a repository has been initialized. Now when we go back to this folder, we can find a hidden file created. This folder is created with the name of .git. I can see that folder because I've enabled the settings of viewing hidden files. If we get into the folder, we see a bunch of directories and configurations. Make sure you don't make changes to any of the directory. Now we can see something called as a master appears on the screen. Whenever a Git repository is created for the first time, it creates a branch. The name of the branch by default is the master, and that is why we see this master on the screen. Now let's create a few files for a folder. We will use the touch command for it. Let's create the file with the name alpha. When we type this notepad command, we can see a notepad appears on the screen. I will type beta gamma inside this notepad, save it and close it. Now let's check the status of this file. Now it shows that no file is yet committed. We can see the untracked file in red color. Now what we need to do is add these files. We can add these files with a specific name, or we can simply write git add space dot. Now when we again check the status, now when we run the git status command, we can see there are no commits yet, and the files that were earlier in red color have now become green. It also shows a remove command in case we want to unstage or undo the changes. Now we can go on and commit this file. For commit, we will type git commit space dash m, and in double quotes, we'll type beta gamma. Now we can see one file changed and one insertion made. So when we move further, let's have a look at the logs of all the files. For logs, we'll type git log. Here we can see the commit ID of the file that we had created. Now let's make one more commit. We will do the same process again. We will again type the touch command. This time we'll keep the file name as beta. Then we'll again type the notepad command. This time in the notepad, we'll type alpha and gamma. Again, we'll save it and close it. Let's make some changes in the previous notepad file we had. So for that, we'll again type notepad alpha.txt. This time, let's add beta, gamma, and delta. We again saved it and closed that file. Let's now check the status of all the files. We'll type git status command. We can see it shows that alpha.txt has been modified and beta.txt is still untracked. We again need to add these files. So for adding, we'll again type git add space dot. Now let's commit these files. For commit, we will enter the text. The text was alpha space gamma. We can see 2 files changed, 2 insertions made, and 1 deletion. Now, when we have all the changes and the files with us, we may want to share these files with someone else and work in a collaborative way. So for that, we will push the repository to a Git server. Here, I have my Git account logged in. So I'll go here, make a new repository. As the new repository, I'll keep the name as first repo. Then the description is optional, so we will just create the repository. Now when our repository is created, we will copy this git remote add origin command, go back to a git bash, and simply paste it here. So now for git push, we first need to execute the git remote command. Now let's push our files to the git repository. For that, we will use git push space -u origin master. We can see there are things that have been pushed. Let's go back to our GitHub and check. Let's open our repository and see if the files that we wanted have been pushed. Here we can see all our 2 files have been pushed. Let's check the content for it. Alpha.txt, it has got beta, gamma, and delta as we have saved. And beta.txt, we have alpha and gamma as we have saved. Now, let's also see how we can push a folder. We will make a folder. Let's make a folder with the name git demo. In the git demo folder, we will put our git presentation and let's put the git PDF also. Now we will copy this folder and take it to our directory. In our directory, we will paste the folder here. Then we will go back to our git bash, add this, and now let's commit this folder. For commit, we will type git commit space -m and let's write add folder. As we can see, 2 files changed, 0 insertions made, and 0 deletions. So that means it's time for us to push this file. Now, we will again push with the same command. Now, we can see there are things that have been pushed. Let's go back to our GitHub and check. So let's refresh it. Here we can see our folder with git demo has come. Let's open this folder and now let's try to download this PDF. We can see this is opening here, and now when we are trying to download, we can see the entire PDF of our presentation here. So with this, we have come to the end of our video. I hope you guys found it informative and helpful. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Hi there, if you like this video, subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.